Hi, I'm David Martin. I'm a member of the Select Board, and I'm here to talk about Article 5, which would cover rehabilitation of our wastewater treatment plant. So our sewer system is in the dark gray, as you can see on your screens. It covers maybe 20 or 25% of the town. The colored areas are areas of possible future expansion, but they are not part of this article. This article is simply to cover the rehabilitation of our existing system. So our wastewater treatment plant, pictured here, is 20 years old, as are all the facilities like pumping stations and things which feed the plant. At this point, many of the components are very difficult to use and maintain, and the Department of Environmental Protection requires a reliable system in order to approve our discharge permit. So this rehabilitation project is to cover the replacement of these systems. I'll go into a little bit more detail. Also, potentially as part of this project, we might be able to implement a solar electric system at the plant. As part of the comprehensive plant evaluation that we did a couple of years ago, many problems were found. There are pipes in the plant that, because they leak, can no longer maintain a vacuum. There are pumps that have holes in them that no longer pump it at full efficiency. There are valves that don't close right or don't close all the way. The controls that operate the plant are ancient by today's standards and can no longer be supported. So the main reason for why we need rehabilitation is that the plant really needs to be upgraded. Also, another reason to put this all together in one project is that multiple funding sources have come together now to help defray costs. We just received a MassWorks grant. A developer on Powder Mill Road, the developer of Powder Mill Place, has promised to donate $500,000 to the plant and for us to use it in any way we need. There's also the potential of getting stimulus funding at this time for shovel-ready projects. This is a list of things to be done as part of this project. Most of the work is at the wastewater treatment plant itself, things like pumps, valves, as I mentioned before, the aeration diffusers, chemical feed systems, odor control, replacing the control and data acquisition system, etc. In addition, there's an equalization tank on the influent side. This will help the operational flexibility of the plant. That 50,000 gallon equalization tank is the item that is being funded by the Powder Mill Place developers. This project also covers rehabilitation of our pump stations, specifically 9 of them. Mostly the rehabilitation is replacing pump impellers and plates so that the pumps operate at full efficiency. 2 of the pumping stations do not need to be covered by this project because they'll be upgraded by the Powder Mill Place developer. The total project cost is $6.2 million. Of that, we're proposing to borrow $4.5 million from the state revolving fund. The state revolving fund has quite low interest rates at the moment, like 1.5% or just a little bit over. And as I mentioned earlier, there are a number of other funding sources to complete the project. The $900,000 MassWorks grant, $500,000 from the Powder Mill Place developer, and we're proposing to borrow take $300,000 out of the sewer stabilization fund. The debt service is paid for out of sewer usage fees. There's no general tax revenue involved in this project. To cover the increased costs, the sewer fees would need to increase 2.5% over each of 3 years. In addition, the new customers for in the apartments at Powder Mill Place will cover a very significant portion of these costs because they're new customers and their sewer fees are on top of whatever we have now. The construction schedule is pretty simple. Basically, we intend to finish the design this year and construct the project next year in calendar 2022. Thank you very much for supporting Article 5.